In the grim darkness of the far future, one name is synonymous with betrayal: Horus Lupercal, the favored son, the Warmaster, the arch-traitor who plunged the galaxy into a calamitous civil war. His actions were the catalyst for the dying, superstitious Imperium we see in the 41st millennium. But imagine a galaxy where Horus, the most beloved and trusted of the Emperor's sons, never succumbed to the whispers of chaos. Imagine a universe where, at his moment of greatest weakness, he remains steadfast in his loyalty. In this timeline, the Great Crusade continues unabated, not ending in ashes, but in the ultimate triumph of the Emperor's vision. And for Warmaster Horus, the true war for humanity's soul would have only just begun. Our story diverges at its most critical juncture, the Moon of Davin. Here, as in our own timeline, the Warmaster was struck down by the Anatheme, a foul blade wielded by a corrupted soul. As he lay dying, the chaplain Erebus of the Word-Bearers manipulated his desperate sons, convincing them to entrust their primarch to the Serpent Lodge. It was a deception of the highest order. Inside that tainted temple, his spirit cast into the Immaterium, Horus was shown visions of a tyrannical father and a future where his brothers were discarded. He was poisoned by lies. His own pride and buried resentments turned against him to forge a pact with the ruinous powers. But in this reality, something changes. As the seductive visions of godhood and a false future swirl around his spirit, Horus sees them for the vile deceptions they are. He senses the hand of the malevolent chaplain Erebus behind the mask of his beloved friend, Sejanus. The lies are potent, the promises of power intoxicating, but Horus Lupercal is the Emperor's most favored son for a reason. With a monumental act of will, he rejects the poison chalice. He chooses loyalty. He chooses his father. He awakens from his fevered coma not as a champion of chaos, but as its sworn enemy, his purpose renewed. The wound from the Anatheme is grievous, perhaps even mortal, without the intervention he refused. But his mind is unclouded. He has seen the true face of the enemy, not on a battlefield of bolt and blade, but in the insidious whispers that prey on pride and fear. He immediately orders the warrior lodges within his own legion to be expunged, recognizing them as conduits of corruption. He sends word to Terra, not of rebellion, but of a dire warning. A spiritual plague has taken root within the legions, and Lorgar Aurelian and his word-bearers are its carriers. Without its charismatic figurehead, the brewing rebellion collapses before it can truly begin. The Great Heresy becomes a smaller, more contained conflict, the Lorgar Heresy. Lorgar and his fanatical followers find themselves isolated. Without Horus to unite, the disaffected primarchs like Angron, Mortarion, and Perturabo are never brought into a unified, galaxy-spanning revolt. Their rebellions become individual fires, fierce but scattered, and with the full might of a united Imperium turned against them, they are ruthlessly stamped out, one by one. Horus, Sanguinius, Rogel Dorn, and Robut Guilliman lead the charge, their legions unbroken and operating as the Emperor intended. The traitors are brought to heel. Angron's rage is finally silenced on the field of battle. Mortarion's stubborn defiance is broken. Perturabo, seeing the futility of his isolated bitterness, is forced into submission, and Conrad Kurze, the Night Haunter, is hunted down and finally judged. His tragic tale becomes one of a broken mind. Not a prophecy of a burning galaxy. The Great Crusade, instead of collapsing into civil war, reaches its glorious conclusion. The major Orc empires are shattered. The last pockets of defiant humanity are brought into compliance. The Imperium of Man stands as a testament to human achievement and resilience, an ever-expanding realm of humanity. It is an age of unparalleled victory, presided over by the Warmaster who held the line. This Imperium is not the decaying, paranoid regime of M41, but a powerful, confident, and technologically ascendant civilization, embracing the Emperor's vision of a rational and enlightened society. With the galaxy finally brought to compliance, the Emperor's great work can proceed, unencumbered by treachery. He had returned to Terra not out of cold indifference, but to complete his magnum opus, the Imperial Webway. This was intended as humanity's ultimate salvation, a safe passage through the stars free from the perils of the warp, a way to shield humanity from the influence of the Chaos Gods. In the darkened timeline of betrayal, this project was shattered when a desperate Magnus the Red, trying to warn his father of Horus's treason, breached the psychic wards protecting Terra's nascent gate. But here, there is no betrayal to warn of. Magnus remains loyal, if chastened, on Prospero, a bulwark against the psychic dangers of the warp. The catastrophic breach never happens. The Emperor announces his withdrawal from direct governance, formally appointing Horus as Imperial Regent, the Lord Commander of the Imperium. He then enters the Golden Throne, not as a broken corpse keeping a demonic horde at bay, but as the master artisan of humanity's future. His immense psychic will now dedicated to shaping and shielding new tunnels through the labyrinth dimension, ushering in an era of unprecedented connectivity and security. Humanity is on the cusp of ascending, of becoming a psychic race free from the depredations of chaos. But as Horus takes the mantle of leadership, he discovers a chilling truth. The Great Crusade was a physical war. The real war is fought in the shadows. With their grand champion denied, the Chaos Gods resort to a different strategy. Cults boil up on seemingly peaceful worlds. Whispers of forbidden power corrupt planetary governors. It is a death by 1,000 cuts, an insidious corruption that bolter and chainsword cannot purge. Horus, the ultimate warrior, finds himself fighting a war he cannot fully comprehend. He is the master of the battlefield, the conqueror of worlds, but he is not a spy master, an inquisitor, or a priest. He sees the rot spreading and understands, with dawning horror, the fundamental flaw in his father's grand design. The imperial truth, the enforced doctrine of secular rationalism, had left humanity spiritually defenseless. While it publicly denied the existence of gods and daemons, it blinded the masses to their greatest predator. The Emperor sought to shield humanity from chaos with the Webway, but Horus realizes this will take centuries, perhaps millennia. In the meantime, the soul of humanity is being devoured from within. The Warmaster stands at a precipice, facing a choice more profound than the one he faced on Davin. To uphold his father's imperial truth is to fight a shadow war he is destined to lose, to watch as the Imperium rots from the inside out. To fight chaos effectively, he would need to acknowledge it. He would need to arm humanity with faith, with belief, with the very superstition the Emperor fought to eradicate. Does he dare commit the ultimate heresy? Does he contradict the Emperor's core teaching and introduce a new faith, one centered on the master of mankind, to give humanity a spiritual shield against the whispers of the warp? It would be a betrayal of the Emperor's secular dream. But it might be the only way to save humanity's soul. The choice falls to Horus Lupercal, the loyal son, the Imperial Regent. In a galaxy saved from one heresy, he must now contemplate another. Thus, in a galaxy where Horus never turned, the legacy of the Emperor and his sons was one of hope, progress, and unity. The Imperium stands as a mighty bulwark against all threats, a realm where humanity's potential could be realized in ways undreamed of. Yet, even in this bright future, the war for humanity's soul is never truly over. It simply changes its form. The fate of the Imperium and the true war against chaos now rests entirely in his hands.